You know her as Evil Lyn, the right hand of Skeletor, the most powerful sorceress in all of Eternia. The villain fans learned to hate, but there's something about Evil Lyn the show barely had time to explore. She wasn't born evil. She was shaped into it, step by step, person by person, betrayal by betrayal. The official comic, Masters of the Universe, goes to places the series simply couldn't reach. And once you discover what really happened to that girl, you'll never see Evil Lyn the same way again. Let's start at the beginning. Her name was Lyn, just Lyn. No evil, no title, no power, just a girl surviving in the slums of Zalesia. And this is where the comic gets darker than anything the show ever depicted. Her biological parents abandoned her, and the couple who bought her didn't want to raise her. They discovered she possessed something rare, something dangerous, natural magical ability, but instead of pride, they felt fear. And they decided to do the unthinkable. They were going to remove the source of her power, because in their world, that's how you stop a magic user. Take away the instrument. No spells, no threat. But Lyn refused to let that happen. She ran into the night, into the sewers beneath the city, alone, terrified, but alive. And what's most remarkable, she didn't die down there. She adapted, learned the tunnels, survived by stealing food from surface markets, grew up in darkness, invisible to the world above. Zalesia moved on without her, like cities always do, like people do when it's easier to forget what they've discarded. Over time, she became skilled, a pickpocket, a survivor. Until one night, during one of her runs, she crossed paths with someone who would change everything, Majestra. If you watch the Netflix series, you may recognize that name. Later, Evil Lyn herself uses Majestra as a disguise. The comic reveals why. That was the name of the only person who truly cared about her. Majestra was a powerful sorceress, ancient, wise. And when she looked at that wild sewer girl, she saw raw potential. For the first time, Lyn had purpose. Majestra taught control, discipline, technique. That magical instinct that once inspired fear was finally being shaped. And Lyn was gifted, naturally so. They shared a magical focus, a pink orb that amplified their abilities when used together. For the first time, Lyn felt something close to belonging. Years passed, but the memory of the house where she was almost destroyed never faded. One day, Lyn went back, not to forgive, not to reconcile, but to confront. Armed with everything she had learned, she was ready. Magic in her hands, rage in her chest. And at the exact moment she was about to act, Majestra removed the orb, cut her off from that amplified power. Maybe she was trying to protect her. Maybe she was trying to stop her from crossing a line she could never return from. But to Lyn, the intention didn't matter. The one person she trusted had taken something from her. At her most vulnerable moment, it felt like betrayal. Lyn left Majestra, left the training, returned to the streets. But she was no longer a lost girl. She was a trained magic user with a shattered heart, a dangerous combination. One night, two men began following her. She walked faster. They did too. She turned into an alley, cornered. She tried to use her raw magic without the orb. It failed. Then a green blast cut through the darkness. The men were thrown aside. From a portal emerged Skeletor. He didn't threaten her. He spoke. Said he had been watching her potential. Took her to Hordak's ship orbiting Eternia and made her an offer. Real training. Power without restraint. Magic capable of bending reality itself. From the outside, accepting seems insane. But from Lyn's perspective, it was the first time someone powerful said, "I see what you are, and I want it." Not despite her power, because of it. There was one condition: she had to destroy Majestra. her mentor, the woman who believed in her. And Lyn said yes, after being abandoned so many times. Skeletor gave direction to all that pain. He didn't just recruit her, he weaponized her suffering. And that's how Evil Lyn was born. In the Netflix series, we only see fragments of this story, but the comic shows every step, every decision, every emotional fracture. There's a massive difference between knowing someone suffered and understanding how that suffering was turned into villainy. The comic fills that gap and transforms Evil Lyn into one of the most complex characters in the entire franchise. If this changed the way you see Evil Lyn, I need to know in the comments. Is she a villain? A victim? Both at the same time? And if you made it this far and you're still not subscribed, this is exactly the kind of thing we dig up every single week. Secrets hidden in plain sight. Details the writers put there waiting for someone to pay attention. Hit the bell, because the next secret you definitely won't want to miss. See you then.